It starts in your consciousness. You have to become aware of the fact that you are doing something that you no longer want to do. You have to become aware that you are doing something that you do not want to do. You see, we get so pulled into looking at the world and the state of the world and the condition of the world, and we say, oh, but look at the world. The world is going to hell in a handbasket because we all keep jumping in the handbasket because that's where your attention is. But what if your attention was on, wait a minute, what kind of mentality must I have in order to be this new person? That's the question. What kind of mentality must you have? But I can't answer it for you, but you can look at it and see. If you are a successful person, remember ebb and flow. You will not hold a mental attitude all day indefinitely because we move. Everything moves. So at one point, you're feeling, I can do anything. The next point, you're like, maybe I can't. But which of those two things that you make a habit of is what you will return to over and over and over. Neville Goddard calls it your home state, your mental home state. You always go back to that one thing. So here's where yin and yang are going to help you. Yin is rest. Remember that. Yeah? So when you rest in the knowing, wait a minute, that I got that attitude. If I were the man or the woman I wanted to be, this is the attitude I have. So when I rest, I will rest in this attitude. Meaning, you lay down at night and you sigh and you say, did I hold that attitude all day? Most of the day? Am I making a habit of this attitude? And that's where you put your mental focus. And then when you get up in the morning, the yang, the movement, the brightness of the day, where is that mentality? Are you holding true to it? I told you we never have to force ourselves to do anything. Ever. When the desire arises, the power that the desire has, the intensity of the desire holds you there. And it says to you, yes, I've got to, or I must. And you don't relinquish it. The best example they say is like a dog with a bone. They are relentless. They will gnaw on that thing. It's always on their minds. It's always in their heart. The mental attitude is always at the forefront. You do not deviate from it. Yes, we will ebb and flow, but if you make that your habit, that's where you'll live from. You will always live by your habits. Find me a man that does not. And you will have found the one man who can break the rule of rhythm. And not one of us can do it because everything is governed by that principle of rhythm, the ebb and the flow, the pattern. So what is the pattern of thinking that you are holding on to? Is your pattern always, I ain't got no money in the bank? Is that always your pattern? Oh my God, I can't afford that. Oh my God, how am I going to do that? Is that your pattern? Then you have to ask yourself, why you broke? Because your pattern says. That's what your pattern says. And scientists have now found the RAS, Reticular Activated System. Oh, well, South Africa is in the house. Hello? South Africa is in the house. Well, welcome. Listen, Your RAS, if you're from the Caribbean, so man, what do you RAS? RAS. They've discovered that it does something. Listen, you can call it all the fancy names that you want, but it is the principle of correspondence. As within, so without. So obviously, your RAS is the evidence of what you have within, with what you will experience on the outside. You know that fancy word, coincidence. So if your habitual state is to count your money and to hold it in your grasp and not let it go, because if you let it go, there will be no more. If that is your habitual mental state, how can you look out into your world and ask yourself, man, why can't I ever afford anything? Well, it sure is not because of the economy. Clearly, it is not. Because Jeff Bezos has more money than God. So does Elon Musk. So clearly, there is not a shortage of money. But because you have the mentality that there is. Now, grasp this. The only way to kill the bamboo is to poison it. Right? To get the poison within it. Because you can't burn it to the ground because the roots are so far down, they will always sprout again. So if I can get you to believe that there is a shortage of something, I don't have to beat you up. I just have to convince you that there is a shortage, and you will replicate shortage in your life. Your RAS, the principle of correspondence, will continually show you the evidence of what you hold to be true. If you say, oh my God, people walk all over me all the time, how do you know they walk all over you? Because you have the evidence of it. You see it. You are the one who experiences it. Why would they walk all over you? Because you see yourself. Somebody said to you a long time ago, or you experienced something that made you think you were somehow small and insignificant, and ain't nobody got anything to hear about you or from you, because you're nobody. But the day, now here's the thing, you can't just get up and go on papa capping somebody's ass because they make you feel insignificant. It has nothing to do with them if they are dead or alive. It is you. Because when you hold fast to the thought and the mentality that, oh my God, everybody treats me like shit, I always get passed over, no matter how hard I work, because it has nothing to do with how hard you work. She works hard for the money. It doesn't matter how hard you work. What matters is, what is that habitual way of thinking? What is that mental attitude that you have of yourself? Oh my God, they're gonna laugh at me. Oh my God, they're gonna think I'm so weird. They'll never like me. And you wonder why you got no friends. And if you have friendships, they don't last very long. Because you are, listen, you are always telling the truth. Well, you can't be made a liar of. As within, so without. You plant corn, you will only ever reap corn. So you are always right. You're always telling the truth. Relative to how you feel about yourself, it is always going to be the truth. So